Miss Claudia Jennifer, tell us about you. Who are you and how did you end up in this school?
My name is Jennifer Claudio. I teach forensic science here at Oak Grove High School. I originally started my teaching in Richmond, California, where I started as a yearbook teacher, and I took on a long-term position teaching algebra. After that, I enjoyed my students, and I didn't want to stop, but I didn't have a credential. So to solve that, I ended up taking my credentialing classes at San Jose State, and I became a science teacher, and that's what brings me here today.
Wow. Why did you select all the students to be interviewed? Because you have lots of students, but you selected 4 or 5 students that how do you think that you have influenced them?
The students I chose for interviews today all have projects that are related to worldwide problems. So one of them is dealing with ocean acidification. Others are working with satellite projects. And when we think about satellites in space, we don't often think of them as affecting us directly, but they do. We worry about our weather. We're checking our weather right now for the rain. And so for some of these projects, even though they're large scale, they actually help us in our daily lives. And the role of what these students want to do is that they really just want to make people's lives better.
I was just talking to Harlan, and he says he has a provisional patent on this. Tell us about it. How did he get to that far, and what was your influence into that?
2 of our students, including Harlan, have filed provisional patents this year. The reason being they do want to protect their ideas. They have an invention, and he's invented or is working on inventing a way to draw energy out of a CubeSat. A CubeSat is a small satellite, it's 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters, and they can be in units, and he wants to extend their life. So he was interested and he was passionate about the project, and this passion is feverish. The other students are interested. That provisional patent then helps him protect that idea while he's showing them off at fairs and while he's showing them off at different venues, as he's getting feedback from judges and he's getting feedback from people who hear about it.
Okay. Are there any incidents that have happened in your life that you would like to share with the readers?
Incidences wise, I wouldn't necessarily call them incidences. It's just a struggle. It's hard to be motivational yet mindful of the students' needs. A lot of these students come from many different backgrounds. A lot of them have very different needs, different family structures. And so sometimes it's hard being both sensitive at the same time, yet still authoritative to make sure that they get things done. Because students, they have a lot of things going on in their lives. They don't necessarily just want to do work. And so you have to give them incentives, you have to motivate them, you have to let them know that everything that they do actually matters.
What is the one thing that students can do that other students have done in your class?
So that other students who want to achieve the things that advanced science has done is to work hard at hard things. A lot of times we tell students to figure out what is successful and be successful, but we never really tell them how to get there. And so the first thing they need to do is really to define their own success, decide what it means to be successful. Then they need to make plans to get to those goals. The students who are in this advanced science class, they've set their own goals, and that's the hard part. They've spent maybe elementary school through now being told what to do, but then they struggle now when I'm telling them, choose something and develop it. And so any other student could do it. All students can do it. It's just a matter of finding someone who's willing to support them and finding that motivation within themselves to really, really press when things get hard.
Who was the most influential person in your life besides your parents?
Besides my parents and besides people who are related to me, the most influential person is a person named D. Lamont Robinson. He's actually the academic chess coordinator for Silicon Valley. And as a coordinator, we teach chess to kids in elementary through, no, kindergarten through 6th grade. And what we do is it's an after-school program, and we like to link the idea of chess to life. In chess, every time you make a move, it's a new situation. And life is moving from situation to situation. And so D. Lamont has been really, really influential about that because he looks at teen empowerment, student empowerment, and it starts young, and it kind of gives them that power to really decide and define what they're doing.
Was there a teacher that inspired you in the classroom? How?
When I was in high school, a teacher who inspired me was Miss Wright. She was my social studies teacher when I was a freshman. She had a kind of tough upbringing, and she was always telling us these life stories and hardships that she went through, like including the death of her younger brother from violence. And it might have been a stray bullet. I don't remember the whole situation, but when we as students thought about it, this is a teacher who's still doing this, whereas many of our lives were similar to that, it really made us think about how hard some of these teachers' lives were. When I was in high school, I was a good enough student, but I wasn't like the best. And it made me really think about what she was doing for us. And at that time, I never thought I would teach. I kind of hated it, in fact. And so coming into this, being in a role as a teacher now, finding students who have excellence and finding students who have a chance at things is kind of like, almost like tribute to Miss Wright.
Oh, okay. What would you say about your parents? How have they influenced you in going to school and doing better for yourself? Tell us about your parents.
My parents are influential and they're very supportive. My parents still live in Richmond. My father is interested in things like the math and the sciences, so he naturally has inclinations there. And my mom is often the driving force in the family.
Oh, okay. So, how do the other teachers and your friends react to your accomplishment, and how has it challenged you?
They're actually very supportive. My colleagues, my friends, they're very supportive of the things that I do. They've realized I don't have a whole lot of time, so they're supportive in lending a hand. Like even right now today, there were several teachers in here helping to interview my students. My students get really used to talking to me, or they know that I have a certain set of expectations, but when other teachers come in, they can take off that filter and really just talk to another adult. So all the teachers who come in today, they've been really supportive, and all the ones who respond to emails and give students extra time to finish things. It's been thoughtful of them.
So whose idea is to bring other teachers when you are the leader?
I definitely want to make sure that they talk to other people other than me, because the students know that I expect a certain level of work from them. And so sometimes it makes them shy, sometimes it makes them worried, sometimes they're actually worried about displeasing me. But at the same time, I'm just happy that they're into class, and I'm just happy that they're developing projects.
So tell me, what do you like to do when you are not teaching?
There's very little time when I'm not teaching, but when I'm not, I like to go outdoors, I like to see the sun, I like trees and water and the beach. I like all those kind of things. Sometimes even my teacher friends will go out for a trivia night, and it's kind of like taking a quiz, a set of quizzes apparently for trivia. But we're in there for the social aspects and the prize money. But no, and I like going to Emma Prush. I like petting the animals.
Oh, okay. You said prize money. What is the biggest prize you have won?
Oh, I think we've only won $15 because we've only come in third place.
Okay.
But first place is $50, and we're still working on it.
Okay. Well, Miss Claudia, thank you, and thank you for inspiring all these students. And hopefully you inspire other teachers to have a class where you have a pattern pending. But listen to the student, they are doing the telescope. Listen to Dejanay, and she's talking about the snails.
Yes.
And I listen to all of these things, and so this is a very exciting time. And I hope you stay in touch with us and tell us in the future what something else is happening.
Yes, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate that you've made the time for my students and for me.
Thank you.